there's one misconception. I think that at first glance, and I did too, people assume that learning means reading, 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 reading. Jim, in his book, and he's very, very serious about lifestyle and habits, sleep, nutrition. Jim, talk a little bit, just give us a little bit with a little time on maybe your morning routine and some things that you do that juice your brain.
Well, you've been instrumental, because you and I would have these conversations decades ago, on wellness and the importance of structural support, right? Nutrition, which, you and I have, been in the front of the class a number of times. You and I have hosted back in the days, movies that talk about the power of the mind. So, everything from structure to rest to stress management, all of that plays an important role, because you have to take care of the hardware. You learn in the book software, like how to read faster, how to focus better, how to remember names and such, all important skills. But you also have to take care of the hardware, right? Which is your brain. So there are a number of things that you could do and turn them into habits. I feel like that first we create our habits, then our habits create you, right? We create our habits and our routine. And I think the treasure we often seek is hidden in our daily routine, right? The treasures that we seek in our life is usually hidden in our daily routine, the things where we're doing repetitively. And there was a study done at Stanford University saying that 80% of our behavior is habitual, and who's to say what that number is, but clearly it's a lot, where we're not thinking about the process of what we're doing. And so I think in order to win the day, you have to win that first hour of the day. And so I'm very conscious of making sure I optimize that first hour. Not where it creates a lot of stress in my life, the actual opposite. It creates a lot of flexibility and freedom. So, there's this quote in self-development that says, discipline is freedom, right? When you can't get yourself to do something that's good for you, then that's the opposite of freedom, right? That means you're in a jail. So my first hour of the day usually starts the night before. I want to make sure I prioritize my sleep. And so this is just a reminder, even during difficult times and everything that's going on with the world, that stress, insomnia, it's just on the rise, where people are having trouble sleeping because their mind is ruminating. And I would say the most important thing is to get a good night's sleep. And I know I'm preaching to the choir who's listening, but just to the person who needs to hear this, your brain doesn't work really well the next day on a bad night's sleep. How's your focus? How's your ability to solve problems? Where's your mental vitality, right? How's your memory? All of it's compromised. And so one of the best things you could do before you go to bed is to put yourself in a gratitude state, because gratitude helps put you in a parasympathetic, which is your rest and your digest, right? And so just going through your day and rehearsing your day, first of all, it helps improve your episodic memory. So what if you just, before you go to bed, as you're lying there, take 3 minutes and just review your day? And there's no such thing as a good or bad memory. There's a trained memory and an untrained memory. And so a great thing you could do, even with your kids, is just take 2-3 minutes and just review your day. What did you do when you woke up? What did you wear? What did you eat? Who did you call? What did you learn? Just take a few minutes and go through. And that helps, because sometimes days, with the pandemic, they blend together. Anyone notice that? You don't know if you're working from home or living at work. And part of it is we don't have these outstanding experiences where we're going out and going to see movies and restaurants and everything. So they kind of blend. So one of the things you could do, rehearse your day. And then out of that, pull 1, 2, 3 things that you're grateful for. And I like to focus on even the little things. The little things are the big things. And that puts you in a gratitude state, which helps you to rest and digest. Also, 2 other things, just physiologically. Think about this: before we had the modern day conveniences of controlled temperature, controlled lighting, that human beings would know it'd be time to go to sleep, because there would be a drop in light and a drop in temperature. Right, that just makes sense, because those are triggers for your melatonin production, right? And melatonin, it helps you to relax, to be able to fall asleep. But the challenge is, with modern day conveniences, we have temperature control inside, right? And if you have the thermostat set at whatever 75 degrees or whatever it is, then your body doesn't have that down regulation to let your physiology know it's time to go to sleep. And so the body loves something that's cool. And so that's why these cold, like mattress pads, very popular. Some people take a warm bath or shower before they go to sleep, because when they get out, their core body temperature reduces, and then you start producing melatonin, right? That's temperature, but also lighting makes a difference also as well. With modern day technology, we aren't affected, when the sun goes down. And the challenge is, where the challenges lies? In the screen time. So if you're on your laptop, your mobile device, your smartphone, the blue light in the screen fools your nervous system into thinking it's still daylight because it's mirroring daylight. That makes sense. And so what's the consequence? You're not producing that melatonin because it still thinks it's daytime. And so getting off your screens before you go to bed, so very important, right? Doing it in like an hour before, if you can, makes a big difference. Or at least turning night mode on, or having some kind of app like Flux or Iris to be able to get rid of the blue light can be supportive also as well. Having blackout curtains, all of that. So those are just some of the things the night before. But when I wake up, first thing I do, I remember my dreams. Just search Jim Kwik, Remember Your Dreams. Just a few tips to be able to remember them, because there's treasure in those dreamlike states. For those of you, you think your brain shuts off at night, it's actually more active. It's consolidating short to long-term memory. It's cleaning out plaque that leads to brain aging challenges. It's dreaming and coming up with solutions to your life's problems, but you have to remember them. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do when I wake up is I set a goal. Before I get out of bed, and before certainly I touch my phone, I think about, I do a thought experiment. I say, okay, fast forward, and let's say I'm coming back into bed. And a family member asked me how my day was, and I said it was awesome. Today was amazing. Then I asked myself, what had to happen in order for me to feel that way? And I think about 3 things for work and 3 things personally. 3 things professionally, 3 things professionally and personal, right? Like 6 things, and you could just choose your own number. And I work backwards from that, right? Because you don't want to just go into your day on default and hope you're going to have a great day. Begin with the end in mind. A great book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. One of the habits is begin with the end in mind. Imagine you're coming back, and how was your day? It was amazing. Okay, what made it amazing? What had to happen? And set 3 goals personally and professionally. And then I'll get out of bed, because I have purpose. Some people, if you stay in bed because you feel like you're exhausted, maybe you got a good night's sleep, but you need purpose, something that has a reason. Remember this, reasons reap results. And so have that purpose. I get out of bed, I make my bed. It's always, I do that. And for those of you who make your bed, great job. Keep on doing it. The other reason, if you don't, take 2 minutes to do it for just a week and watch things transform. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So train yourself to do it with excellence, and you'll take that excellence in other areas, into your work, into your school. All right. Plus, your brain loves a clean environment. How great does it feel to come back to a well-made bed, right? Your brain thrives, and so Marie Kondo your mind by taking care of your environment. From there, I hydrate, because we can lose up to 1 pound of water when we sleep. 1 pound through respiration and perspiration, right? And just staying hydrated will boost your reaction time and your speed, thinking speed, upwards of 15 to 30%. Just staying hydrated, right? So I'll drink some water, which I encourage everyone to do now. I'll take some probiotics, because we talk about in the book how your gut is your second brain. So there's these prebiotics and probiotics that we talk about for good brain health, actually. And then from there, I'll do 3 minutes of exercise. There was a study done at Appalachian State University saying for weight management and for better sleep, when's the best time to exercise? And they tested people in the morning, afternoon, and evening, 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. And they found the answer was actually 7 a.m. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be your full workout, but just 3 minutes. Get your heart rate going. What's good for your heart is going to be good for your head. Those who exercise at 7 a.m. had upwards of 75% deeper sleep. 75% deeper sleep, which is amazing, right? Because that's your restorative sleep where your body's repairing itself. And so 3 minutes, I do that. And then from there, I will brush my teeth. And you're thinking, yeah, everyone brushes your teeth, but why it's good for your brain? I want to challenge you to brush your teeth with the opposite hand. because you're training something that's difficult, and it trains a different part of your brain, because there's a mind-body connection that using certain parts of your body stimulates different parts of your brain. And also, though, it forces you to focus, because most people can't brush their teeth with the opposite hand or eat with the opposite hand. So it forces you to be present. And again, whatever you do repetitively, you're getting better at. So train being present first thing in the morning. Because what most people are doing is what? They're not doing any of that. They're picking up their phone, and they're wondering where they lost all that time, or why picking up their phone first thing in the morning. They're rewiring their brain for distraction and reaction as opposed to purpose. Remember, you need to plan and prepare to perform, right? And you want to make sure that first hour, you want to protect it. So before I input anything, I'm not looking to pre-input of emails and other people's agenda and fighting fires and text messages and voicemail messages. One message could hijack my mood for the rest of the day, right? So you want to control your environment, do things that are nurturing for you, and get some momentum, right? And then go into your phone, if possible. We talk about other things in the book, from a brain power smoothie to journaling and things that you could do. But notice all the things I mentioned, you could do with your kids. So it doesn't have to take time. You could teach your children to brush their teeth with the opposite hand or eat with the opposite hand, helping them make their bed, asking them about their dreams that they had the night before, doing 3 minutes of push-ups or burpees or jumping jacks, right? Other things that we talk about, like taking a cold shower to re-stimulate your nervous system, to reset it, to lower inflammation, in your body. Get yourself to do difficult things first thing, because you develop grit, right? So that way, when you're taking a test or you have to study or you have to perform with a client, that you could do it because you got yourself to do difficult things, and that became more your identity. But the most important habit is the habit of showing up for yourself, right? At a meta level, at a high level, when you do these things, you're showing to yourself that I'm important and self-care is not selfish. And how are you going to take care of everybody else if you can't take care of this amazing hardware?
I love it. And one thing I can tell you is, if you try to call Jim Kwik at night or in the morning early, he ain't gonna answer the phone. He really, really does practice what he preaches. And you know what? It's interesting when you figured something out and you decide to pay it forward on a big scale. More than ever, you got to take care of yourself. And one thing I can tell you is that, a lot of people would sometimes look at somebody that does all these things to work on their brain and all these things to, enhance their health and their mental clarity, and say, that's a little excessive. And we're like, yeah, you're damn right it's excessive, because, the dreams that I have and my desire to change the world is pretty excessive too.